invasive. Don't make someone else feel fucking guilty about it because they're not comfortable with it. They try to normalise this shit. They literally are triggering someone. Hey guys, so today's video I wanted to do a reaction of some of the worst America's Next Top Model moments. There is a lot of shit that went on in America's Next Top Model. There is a YouTuber, Jessica Kobesi? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I am terrible pronouncing names, I'm so sorry. But yeah, she has 1.94 million subscribers. She does breakdowns of a lot of different episodes of America's Next Top Model, so if you want to see that, make sure to go check her out. I kind of wanted to do a reaction to this video, America's Next Top Model being questionable and problematic for 9 more minutes. 9 more minutes? Where was the original 9 minutes? So I thought I'd just give my opinion on some of these things. I actually grew up watching America's Next Top Model. It had some not so great effects on me. I've never really talked about this, but I had some sort of eating disorder when I was 16, 17. I wanted to be slim like those models on America's Next Top Model. I basically starved myself or made myself throw up after meals. I got down to a size 6 and then I don't remember how I got myself out of that, but I think I just felt more comfortable because I had a partner who was with me for like 4 years. There's a lot I could say about that partner, but I did feel more comfortable in myself at some point and I started gaining weight, so he wasn't too happy about it. But I'm not 100% blaming America's Next Top Model on me having an eating disorder, don't get me wrong, but it just highlights that especially what America's Next Top Model put these models through and tried to normalise, actually, which is the worst part. People thought that this is how models were treated and should be treated. Like, it normalised this kind of behaviour rather than trying to normalise that you can say no to things if you're not comfortable. So in hindsight, like, there's so much stuff that was wrong. They speak of eating disorders, there's blackface, they literally put models in dangerous situations. They put these models also in situations where they've said this is their greatest fear and all of a sudden that is their photo shoot. I know it's reality TV, but it just normalised pushing yourself too far for a photo. I mean, look at what Carrie D did to herself. She almost gave herself pneumonia.
Okay, now? Okay.
Do you feel something strange? Say it. Okay.
Okay, girls, let's do it.
Carrie D, you're from Fargo. Come on. I forgot. This is real modeling, guys. Being cold as heck.
There's a point where my body just literally takes over. Like, I feel like my skin and everything is just like pins and needles.
Touch your hair. Put it underneath in the hair. Oh, this is pretty, girls. Okay, go. Get the shot, get the shot, get the shot.
But when the camera got on me, you know, I tried to just shake those shivers away and not let it show on my face. But it was obviously cold.
Out.
I haven't
Nice. Yeah.
It was so cold, your breath is literally being taken away. You know, I just like, okay, concentrate, breathe.
Carrie D actually had to stop because she was so cold that she was kind of convulsing.
And then Tyra goes and blames her for not speaking up and saying that she'd reached her limit.
As a model, you need to tell people when you're past your limit. It wasn't just that she was cold. It wasn't just that her teeth were chattering. She had reached the moment of hypothermia.
How the pictures, baby?
They look good.
Better, am I getting good again?
You have to listen to your body and you have to tell us, okay? Okay. Because all we know is go. But you have to tell us no.
The show was really damaging, probably to a lot of models and to a lot of people of a certain age. I have a lot to say about that show, I really do. Let's get into reacting to these clips and then I can try and provide some context if I've seen them.
I'm having a musty arms right now. And I was just wondering, since Melrose thinks I'm this big monster, if I was just to go like this over her bed, what would she do? You dare me to do it? You dare me to do it? I'm gonna take my undies. You are so bad.
Wiped something on my bed.
It's so icky.
can't remember this girl's name, but she had a thing out for Melrose. I don't know why specifically.
I have never ever despised anybody so much before in my life like I do Melrose.
I remember there being a specific moment where this girl was on the phone for a really, really long time, and Melrose just said, like, everyone's meant to have such a certain amount of time because everyone needs to use the phone, and this girl just was completely disrespectful of not just Melrose but everyone else's time. So she ended up staying on the phone for a lot longer.
Tonight, I really need to get on the phone with my landlord. I need to talk to her about potentially getting my deposit back.
I'm gonna lose $1,000.
Yeah, me too. No response. We got nothing.
Hello.
Hi, Mama.
Hi, how's it going?
The door comes flying open. Monique's like, I was next.
I specifically call first for the phone.
I'll be done in like 20 minutes.
If a person calls for it, but I shouldn't have to wait.
This is the girl I'm talking about.
I just wanted her to leave my space. You know, let me have my space.
That's what I'm talking about.
Ignore her for the moment.
Animals to be calm.
It's like dealing with children. Can you move, please?
She just... Oh, guys, please don't start it again.
But yeah, like, just to wipe your dirty underwear on someone else's bed is just so fucking gross and so immature. Like, I don't want to come down on these models too hard in some ways, because there have been models that have turned around that were on this show and said that they weren't given food at certain times, so that they'd be hangry and it'd create conflict.
There were times when we didn't get fed. We had to film straight through 15, 18 hours without eating. So we're starving. So then that plays on your mental attitude, because it's almost like they want us to go in there angry so they can have drama. So, okay, let's starve them. Let's withhold food. Let's withhold water, because you know how you get when you're hungry.
So that they did things to cause this kind of drama in this house. It wasn't just that these models being bitches, basically.
The girl that I do not call must immediately return to the house, pack her belongings, and go home. So which one of you goes home? Eugenia, we know that you have it.
Miss Tyra Banks wanted me to go back to the dentist to get my gap closed. Do I do it or do I not do it?
So we talked a little bit about the gap between your two front teeth. I may not be able to shut it completely, but let's see if we can reach a happy medium and get something that still looks natural.
Danielle used to have a really big gap between her two front teeth, and the judges wanted her to have her gap reduced, if not gone completely, because you wouldn't book any jobs or whatever. And then literally about, I don't know, not even 10 seasons later, they make a model increase her gap by literally shaving.
My makeover started a lot earlier than everybody else's. I had to get my gap in my teeth whitened. So I went to the dentist and he actually shaved off 1/4 millimeter off of each tooth.
They literally could ruin her teeth. I've talked to dentists about my tooth completely removed and having a fake one put in, rather than me having to go through the hassle of braces again. And they said that you shouldn't do that, because if you drill into your teeth, you could ruin the teeth you're drilling into. I've never had problems with my teeth, and I don't want to have problems with my teeth. Considering all the junk I eat, and I have eaten since I was a kid, I'm still surprised about that. But my point is, like, that is a surgery they shouldn't have done. They should not have tried to ruin someone's teeth just to give them a chance of being a top fucking model. It's complete bullshit. This whole, like, I'll get the gap closed just comes off even worse.
I don't want to be like ashamed to smile, because
No, well, that's not going to work for your line of work anyway.
Okay.
We want to make you happy. You know, as Tyra would say, we want you to look fierce.
Right. I do respect Tyra's opinion. I do take heed to everything that she's saying. So I gotta suck it up. I gotta bite my lip. I gotta get my gap closed. As much as I don't want to.
So, were they putting a new tooth in? It looked like they took her front tooth out and replaced it with another tooth. How invasive. Like, I get they're paying for it, but that's like saying, well, you don't have big enough boobs, so you're going to have cosmetic surgery.
They're so uncomfortable that one of the most famous models in the entire world wore them and fell to her booty.
I didn't catch this because at the time of watching this series, I didn't really keep up with the drama. She always used to make digs at Naomi Campbell on this show. One of the most famous models in the entire world fell on her booty. Like, you're trying to say you wouldn't fall in these fucking shoes. These were like 7-8 inch fucking heels or something.
On the runway in these shoes. A new model cannot fall or stumble in shoes like these.
Close your mouth, Gene, you're catching flies.
So everybody go to the back. We're gonna get those shoes on you.
This was so dangerous. They're lucky that Danielle only sprained a little pinky toe because it could have been so much worse. Someone could have sprained an ankle or broken an ankle. My mum broke her ankle literally walking down the stairs. So, like, it's possible.
Whenever you're ready.
They didn't even have anything, like, in case they fell. They had no, like, crash mats or anything. What is stupid as well is this isn't even the most dangerous runway America's Next Top Model had.
You okay? You okay? Okay. I'm okay. Slow down. Ow, 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 ow. This is the most nerve-wracking judging test we have ever done.
Oh.
I was holding my breath the entire time.
Then why did you do it? She was an executive producer, I believe, of this show. She could have made the decision to say, do you know what, we're not doing this. No. She said so many times in, like, ANTM that across ANTM series that she cares about her models, etc. But models have come forward again and said that once the show's finished, they don't hear from Tyra at all. They don't even hear from Tyra unless they're literally in the judging room, unless a camera is rolling. They're not speaking to Tyra ever behind the scenes.
Well, Tyra was not existent. Like, the only time we saw Tyra was at panel. And Tyra never came in to talk to us personally. When the camera stopped rolling, we don't, it's like she's a stranger.
And honestly, I just think that says a lot.
Welcome back, ladies. That was a very difficult test. So difficult that somebody did what?
Sprained my baby toe.
Somebody did what? No, you did to somebody.
And you were supposed to have a photo shoot with Patrick Katzman. It was supposed to be a semi-nude shoot, a simulated nude. We don't have a picture for you. Why is that?
I never want to pose nude, no matter how much money or how much, fame I would get.
So this is another one of those ones where at the time I was like, yeah, completely don't understand. You have to do these kind of things as a model. Again, I was like 15, 16. I didn't know any fucking better. I'm glad that Shannon and Robin stood their ground and said that, you know what, they're not comfortable doing it. They're not doing it. That is okay for a model to say. Like, everybody has their limits. Some people, it's their fucking fears and they don't want a spider on their face or to go up onto a high fucking building. And don't forget that I think Shannon was like maybe 18 years old at this time. And if somebody wants to do a simulated nude shoot, that's fine. That's on them. That's their decision, their choice. But don't make someone else feel fucking guilty about it because they're not comfortable with it. And they did the exact same thing to Shannon on season 17. They were like, oh yeah, it's underwear that looks like a swimsuit. Shannon's reasoning was a little bit confusing, but it doesn't matter. If she didn't want to do it, she didn't want to do it.
If you're not willing to do that, you might as well go work at a car factory or a bakery.
No, not even close. And what is fucked up, I'm not even kidding, what is fucked up about this is that when I was like 16, 17 and I was considering like trying to model, if I had already prepared myself that if this had happened, I would have done it. All because they tried to normalise this shit. And it's not okay.
Because that's part of being a model.
Do you have any idea what it's like backstage at a fashion show? Because you've got 30 girls that have to just strip completely naked.
That's very different. That's like saying, I mean, personally, I'm completely uncomfortable with it, but that's just me. I've always been uncomfortable with my body. But that's like saying that if you don't want to get undressed in front of people, you shouldn't go to a gym because everyone's going to stare at you in the locker rooms or something. Like, that's not the case. If you're rushing getting undressed and dressed in a fashion show, and I'm sure things could be allowed, like little screens and stuff to make people feel comfortable, I'm sure things like that are available. They're making out as if like, oh, if you don't want to do that behind the scenes, then you shouldn't be a model, even though that's very fucking different than having a campaign which millions of people could see.
I don't pose nude, but I will simulate it, meaning a G-string, and then later they retouch the G-string out on the side, and to me that's not nudity.
That's fair enough for Tyra, but it doesn't mean that someone else is comfortable with their image being seen like that by anyone other than someone who they're very intimate with. Everyone has different boundaries, everyone has different limits.
Now, what do you think? Like, do you feel more comfortable biting a man's ear or doing a photo shoot and simulating nudity?
I'd rather bite a guy's ear than be nude in a shot.
She was also covering most of her body with the guy, so they're really just trying to make out like this is the same as this, you should be fine with it.
That's the way. You're not cool with it. Why does it bother you?
When I was 11, I was sexually assaulted.
And this whole challenge freaks me out. I don't want to kiss them. I don't want to interact with them. They scare me.
This is one of the worst. They put this girl in, again, between like the ages of 18 and 19, and I imagine she's probably said to the producers previously, because they do this shit constantly, and I guarantee that she said that her boundary is that she is completely uncomfortable with men, and therefore they've put her in situations not once, not twice, maybe like 5 fucking times, maybe 5 or 6 times actually. I literally lost count. Casper, will you sit still? Making so much noise.
And I really don't want to do it.
For me, like, the kiss with a man freaked me out, and it just like flashed back like a memory in my head.
They literally are triggering someone back to their sexual assault, and they can't see that as a boundary. This isn't I'm scared of heights, I'm scared of a spider, even though I still think those are valid boundaries. This is triggering me to my sexual assault, and they still made her go through with it.
First of all, I'm really sorry to hear that. I mean, that's horrible to go through.
To be honest, in the real world, if I had to like just really full-fledged go at it and kiss a guy, I probably wouldn't even want the job. And
that's completely valid. The YouTuber Jessica that I mentioned before, she goes through this multiple times where models will say, when they're doing their casting, the casting director will say, oh, we're looking for XYZ. And that is when Kayla would be able to say, I'm not comfortable with doing anything like that with a male model, have some boundaries due to that, therefore I'm really sorry, but I'm not interested in the job. That's fine. No model would ever be put in these kind of situations. That's the whole reason Jessica does multiple videos about these, because it is so blatant. They try to normalize it. It is gross. Hello.
Just because, like, I've never talked to anybody about it, you know, not even my mom. I just dealt with it on my own.
No one knows in your family?
Nobody.
Not one family member knows, not one friend knows. So to just say it right then and there on Venice Beach, like 20 minutes before I'm about to deliver a commercial, was so hard.
Going through something like that at such a young age and not really having the support structure and the help around, you really haven't healed from it.
No shit, and it takes time. Like, each person will deal with their trauma in their own way, in their own time. And it's almost like they're trying to force her to get over it. Like, it takes a lot of people a long time. Like, I still haven't 100% recovered from mine. Like, I still get triggered.
Yeah.
And there's still work that has to be done there. Because right now, as you're talking about therapy, it's like if you're saying to me right now, you'll throw away jobs if you've got to kiss a guy, and you can't go through the rest of your life with this.
I can see where he's trying to come from, but I still don't think it's okay. That was just like a few moments from America's Next Top Model that were completely fucked up. If you want me to react to more videos like that, please make sure to give this a like and subscribe if you like it. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure to hit the bell so you're notified. Just random note, I wanted to wear my Foo Fighters t-shirt today. Today is the day that... Casper, be careful. Today is the day that Taylor Hawkins passed away. He was the drummer for Foo Fighters. He's the reason I bought a drum kit when I was about, I think I was 21, 22, so it felt right to wear this today. On that very, very sad note, hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!